What's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of the Intellectual Soapbox, okay? This is our health and wellness edition, and I have no other with me than a piece of my mind. What's going on, family?
Hey, hey, how's everyone doing? How are you?
Doing good, doing good. All right, today's
Okay.
show is about you want to start a business, but can you handle one? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a topic that was brought to me by our incredible sister here, Piece of My Mind. You know what I'm saying? And what inspired you to share this topic, sister? What was the inspiration behind it?
One thing that inspired me to share this is I started my first business back in 2013, LKS Solutions Focused. And when I did that, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. It was a lot of trial and error.
Mm,
I bumped my head a couple of times. And I
mm-hmm.
also had to learn that even though I was a good social worker, I had to learn how to be a good entrepreneur. And,
Mm,
yeah, there were just certain skills that I had to, acquire, which I'm still working on those, by the way.
okay, okay.
But I definitely, wanted to discuss this because I also know that we put a lot of pressure, especially in this day and age, on being a boss or being an entrepreneur because it's a nice word to throw around, but it's a very hard job.
Mm. And it's not for everybody.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nope.
like you gotta really, really count. You know what I'm saying? The cost on this and really understand what it means to be an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? It's just not. You just don't jump in and just be like, oh, okay, I'm an entrepreneur now. And I think that's with any field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's even if you want to work at like a Walmart, right? Like like still there's still a process. It's still a hiring process. You still got to go through training. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you
Mm-hmm.
just jump in and you just start working at Walmart. Like that's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So if you get trained for something, for a task as I don't want to say it's simple, but as less tedious as that, right? Then of course you're gonna need training when it comes to owning your own business. I just
Mm-hmm.
think people should just understand that. But I think do you think it's just a fascination or maybe a fad of people just thinking that I could be a business owner and yeah, everything all my life's gonna be great now. You know what I'm saying? Do you think
Yes.
that's what it is?
I do. I think a lot of it
Mm,
has to do with that. And I also, if you don't mind, I would like to define, there's a difference between a boss and an entrepreneur. A boss is a
mm,
person who is in charge of a worker, group, or organization. An
mm-hmm,
entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on a greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. So I think
mm.
sometimes a lot of us we have a boss mentality and we think we're entrepreneurs.
Oh wow. Wow. You know what, that didn't even cross my mind. See what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
see how something as we believe is something as simple as that can just change the whole narrative of everything. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So, everybody just throw around these terms. Oh, I'm a boss, I'm an entrepreneur, but it's like, do you know what these terms actually mean? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Do you know what you're really getting yourself into? Or are you just trying to just jump into it because you seen your brother do it and now you're like, oh, my brother can do it, I can do it. It's like, well, not necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You may be better at working at the post office. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm not knocking the
And
post
that's
office because
okay.
listen, yeah, they get
Yeah.
paid. You know what I mean? We not knocking nothing that y'all do, but we just want y'all to know what y'all getting yourselves into. You know what I mean? Before
Hmm.
you do it. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
read the label before you drink the product.
Yeah, and it's it really is a sacrifice. And some you have to make sure you adequately prepare yourself too. You can't just like you want to make sure you plan if you're going to have a business. Don't just give up your full-time job. Make sure that you have money saved, that you have a business plan, a financial consultant, and just really do your research and make sure that you actually have a marketing tool and something creative that will actually generate, you know, um, revenue for your business.
uh, so as you was doing your business, how long did it take you to fully get everything off the ground? How was the process?
It took me, so I started the LKS Solutions Focus in 2013. My first program was a maternal and infant health program. And that program was a Medicaid funded program. So I was reimbursed through the Medicaid plan, but it took me about 7 months to even get through the credentialing process with Medicaid. And then I had to, really invest a lot of my money into marketing and flyers, which if you look at the maternal and infant health discussion, that's actually my daughter on the flyer. She was born prematurely, which is why I started the program in the first place. But it was a lot of work. I was going door to door. My mom would even be with me passing out flyers to girls, pregnant women at the bus stop. It was, I would say it took me about a year. It took me about a year to really get the program up and running. Yep.
And some people, they don't even want to wait a month. They're like, they have one setback and they're just like, oh, I'm just done. It's like, what? Like, what you got to really do to make this work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as easy as I just make it seem. You know what I mean? It's definitely a process. So I think people have to have that understanding. You know what I mean? When they're getting themselves involved, literally in anything, but especially in business. You know what I'm saying? So were you the person did you take on all the financial responsibilities, or was it kind of, did you get like a loan? Like, how did you kind of go through the process?
So I took on all of the financial responsibility. Eventually, I was able to start seeing some profit after, I'll say maybe after like 7 months. But most of my money was going back into maintaining the program because the women that I serviced, they needed diapers. I was getting ready to say wheelchairs, strollers. Baby clothes, just so many items. So it was a lot of money going back into the program and actually making sure that those resources were available. So, again, that was something that I had to learn. Like, okay, how do I budget this? So what I did was I started an incentive-based program within my program. So if you participate in, an infant safety discussion, then that is how you get, a gift card or a car seat or baby clothes. So that eliminated, me putting so much money back into it. And then it also allowed everybody the chance to be able to get something.
Perfect. Wow, that was definitely a process. You know what I'm saying? And salute to you for sticking through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like that takes a lot of just, perseverance, and it takes just the love of just knowing that this is my vision. I'm gonna make this happen and I'm gonna go for it. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So let me acknowledge some people in the comments real quick. We got Brother Truth. He said, to be your own boss life. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother, for being in here. You know what I mean? We definitely appreciate you. You know what I mean? He also says, last night was a great show. Definitely going to use some clips from the show. Do a vid. Hopefully I can get some more content. Oh, thanks, bro. Hey, don't be clipping up on my shows, all right? No, I'm joking. Man, clip whatever you want. Use whatever you want, brother. It's all good, man. Much love. You know what I mean? You sending us some love. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You know what I mean? I send some love back. You know what I mean? He said, "There's some soapbox God is good, my guy. Clear in my head, becoming my old self." Hey, man. Definitely take some time to definitely give you some self-love, self-care. That's what it's about. We got to do that at times. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I did that last month. We took our break, and the break was needed. Trust me. But before we continue, let's get into the video, you know what I mean, that you sent me, that I definitely want to share. So let me share my screen.
Gonna be an entrepreneur. Y'all ass really be out here always spreading that like it's some shit that's easy to achieve. You could be your own boss, you could be your own entrepreneur, making it seem like that's the way to escape all bills and problems and regular shit in life. It's not. Most of y'all not even good workers, not even good employees. How the fuck you gonna run a company? Most of y'all too damn lazy and can't even fucking put in the type of work it takes to be a boss. You don't even have the kind of work ethic it requires to be a damn entrepreneur. You put watching TV, chilling, kicking back on your phone, scrolling, partying, smoking, drinking, sleeping over hustling for some shit you want. That ain't how it go. Motherfucking bosses, people that run businesses and companies work harder than the damn employees. You think 40 hours a week a lot? Imagine working 60 plus hours a week, taking your work home. Motherfuckers be ending their relationships and their marriages and relationships with their families over their business just so they can be successful. You ain't ready for that. You too damn nice to even be a damn boss. You ain't got the guts it take. You know, when I was fucking nice, I was broke as fuck. And watching everybody still be mean to me. Nah, I'm good. I ain't got it. I can't do it. And I'm still trying to be this kind-hearted, wholehearted person. Broke as fuck. You got to be able to tell your mama, sister, brother, cousins, aunties, no. Even your kids sometimes. Even your spouse can't do it. Busy, working, hustling. Y'all think y'all gonna just go sit behind a goddamn computer, put your name on something, and the fucking internet gonna do everything for y'all. Y'all ain't got no person-to-person skills, no people skills, scared to go door-to-door, scared to do hand-to-hand. Y'all ass ain't even out here being fucking physical in the real world, and you think you finna have a business take off? Everybody doing the same shit. It ain't never occurred to y'all that maybe the company making it seem like you can blow up off this shit just so you can buy more press and print t-shirt machines? Y'all ain't even ready for that kind of cutthroat ass industry. Being your own boss. The more people at the bottom, the richer they get. Some of y'all need to go get a craft, make a career out of being independent contractors or some shit like that. Get you a trade, a skill. But that on your own business, that shit ain't for everybody.
Well said.
Man, salute to the brother that shared that. Man, it's some key points. I think I agree with him on like a good 98% of everything he said. You know what I'm saying? The only part that I kind of struggle with is you don't have to be nice to be a business owner. I think you could, be nice or at least have integrity, right? On a certain degree. But I think there's a fine line, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never going to turn my back on my fam or the people I care about just to be successful. Like, I'm never going to do that. Like I said, it's a fine line. Like, I'm going to do certain things, but of course, there's certain parameters that you already have to set before you even in business so people understand your boundaries and what you're willing to do and not do. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So that way you don't even have to have the discussions. Like, it's already known. Like, yeah, not to ask me for $1,000. Like, you just know, you know what I mean? Because that's not gonna happen unless, one, you really, really explain why you need this $1,000, and two, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's really a reason why that's happening. So before I continue, let me let my guest in. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, is my doorbell working today? It wasn't working yesterday. I'm just trying to see if it's working today. Let me see. Where's my doorbell at? Dang, doorbell. Oh, it is working. All right. You know what I mean? Let me let in our guest, Queen Forever 2K. Hey, Queen, what's going on?
Hey, Miss Queen.
How you doing? Peace of my mind.
Hey.
Dang, I can't get a hello back too? Dang, Queen.
Yeah, whatever. You took too long at the door.
Man, this is my show, man. Everybody know it. How you just gonna just come up in here and just try to regulate? You out your mind, girl. No, I'm joking. You know what I mean?
I see you switch the locks, but that's okay.
I got you because of you. You know what I mean? You're lucky I'm 3 in here because you have the dogs on you.
Oh, yeah.
But
puppies, I keep telling you, he got poodles, not killers.
Oh, wow. let me address the comments real quick before I let you sisters rock out. He said, "Yep, LOL." And the truth says, "My annoying sister." Yeah, she's here, man. She's here. She's definitely here. With that being
said, come up here and say that to my face, Truth.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Did you see the video, Queen, that I just dropped?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So since you've seen the video, Peace of My Mind, do you want to go first? Or you want her to rock out first?
She can go ahead.
Okay. So since you've seen the video, what do you think, Queen?
I mean, I agree. I agree with everything he said. I think there's a balance to everything, like But I understand what you were saying when, he said you got to be mean. You know, the saying we all know, saying you catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. You kill gnats with vinegar. You don't attract bees. So if you're trying to attract bees, you gotta flow the way you need to flow. So I think it's a balance. I don't think it's about being mean or too nice. I think it's just about being professional. And sometimes being assertive can be called being mean, but that's what you got to be at that time. So, yeah. But I think I love the Cricut machine, but I think the Cricut was the death of creativity. Because you don't have whenever I use mine, I feel like I have to only use it for stuff I can't cut or draw or but when I stop using it, I feel like it takes me a moment to get back into my creativity. It's weird. I feel like I can only use it, for certain things, but I think it's made people, like I said, I feel both. I feel like it's opened a lot of doors for people.
May I ask, what is a Cricut machine?
Huh?
You said a Cricut machine?
Yes. That's what a lot of people are using to do the crafts and making the t-shirts. They do mugs, they do
okay.
all kind of stuff. But I've always been creative without it, but when I got it, I was like, oh, okay, I don't know how to draw a giraffe. I can cut one out. Like my giraffe is not going to look like a giraffe you want to buy. So I could get that, but it, when you use cookie cutter stuff, it's almost like it steals away your individuality, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So, yeah, I agree with what he was saying. I just think in everything there's a balance. And I do believe that there are a lot of people who don't have a work ethic, and they think, oh, it's just like driving for the ride shares. Everybody think, oh, I'm gonna just drive for an hour, I'm gonna make all this money. No, I did that. And sometimes you be on that road for like 6 hours. Like, it's no joke. It's not for the faint at heart, So, yeah.
What do you guys think about the part where he says we really don't have the person-to-person and people skills and not being physical in the real world to run a business? Do you all think social media has impacted that?
Oh, heck yeah. So many people don't even know how to read. So if they got to get in front of somebody to have a conversation or a collaboration, you're going to take Leroy from around the way with a goatee and a ripped tank top.
Yeah, I think that's
Hold on, I gotta go.
Yeah, I think it's really important. That's a really important part of starting a business or managing a business too. Eventually people want to see you, they want to engage with you. It is what it is when you are trying to establish those business relationships.
Yeah, and I think it's just that awareness, you know what I'm saying, family? Like, it's just that awareness, understanding, okay, you know what I mean? Like, this is just something that I have to do in regards to business, and then it's something that I'm not going to put up with in regards to business. But you gotta have that. You gotta have the decorum. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand. All right, like this is where it's at. This is where it's not at. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people, when they jump into it, it's just like, oh well, I'm just gonna do this, and this is gonna be this, and it's like, no, that ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a process to this. You know what I mean? And if you're not understanding the process, you're gonna get frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be thinking that things should be going one way, and then when they don't go that way, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, you don't need to trip. Like, look, it's just certain things that's just the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? Understand what you get yourself into, so that you're not tripping when things ain't going the right way, or when you got to go through the process because you counted, as I say, you counted the cost. You know, that's a biblical term, but it's true. You counted the cost. You know what I mean? You like, all right, that's what it takes to be a boss. That's what it takes for me to do this. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? When you're not counting the cost and you're just jumping into it, you know what I mean? You're not even thinking about it. Yeah, you're gonna have some trouble. You know what I mean? You definitely gonna have some trouble. You know what I mean? And when that happens, it's like, then you have to step back, learn the lessons you need to learn, but then also make the moves you need to make. You know what I'm saying? And also understand that everybody gonna get your vision. I think that's another big thing, right?
Right.
Sometimes we want everybody to accept our vision, but it's not on them to accept our vision. It's on us to fulfill the vision, right? So you may not get my vision. You may be like, you know what, Best? I'm not really rocking with that. I don't see that. I don't get it, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to take it personal. That's another thing. Don't take it personal if somebody don't get your vision. They just don't get it, right? But then after that, what do I need to do after that? I need to say, yo, what? I need to make the proper adjustments to make this work. You know what I mean? I don't need to get mad at you. I don't need to start blaming you. I don't need to start trying to say, oh, well, I'm gonna show her. Like, no, like, let me continue to keep my vision going, so that way I can be successful. You know what I mean? And things that I'm trying to do is gonna take off. You know what I mean? And if you're rocking with it, eventually you're gonna see it and be like, you know what? All right, I'm rocking with what Best is doing as well. You know what I'm saying? And then everything works out. But a lot of times what's happening is people are taking things personal, but they don't need to take personal. You know what I mean? Like, don't take it personal, people. Like, just because somebody ain't getting what you're doing, you cannot take it personal. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Did you run into that where people didn't kind of believe in your vision? Well, I know Queen. She has a business. She has a business too as well, and I want her to get into that as well. But both of y'all, if y'all could both share, like, did you have times when you have people that believe in it, or people try to stop you, or that people trying to basically, not basically invest in a dream or invest in you trying to be a business owner?
Yeah, plenty of times. And, I just had to accept that not everybody wanted to hear it, but, the results eventually, showed, my results spoke for itself. For me, the best thing I could do was, continue my mission and purpose, which was service within my community. And I know a lot of my ideas sometimes would come from a place of knowing what the resources, what the needs were in the community. So a lot of in Detroit, a lot of the needs are, for like the physical and mental health. I will say like wheelchair ramps, maybe home modifications, anything that we can do to keep people in their homes. Of course, that's not easy to do. So when I started one of my programs to in order to, and I'm sorry, I get a little anxious talking about this because it's my passion. So
yeah, take your time, family. You're good.
So one of the programs I started was to meet that need, because when I was working as a social worker, it would be so hard and challenging for me to get resources, or people would have to wait a really, really long time to get their need met. So I decided to start a program that would have funding to meet those needs right away. So if somebody needed a wheelchair ramp or blood pressure cuffs, even assistance with their prescription medication, then the goal of the program was to get it to them, at least within a week, so that they're not just waiting without their medical supplies. Of course, that sounds like a lot, when you're trying to explain it to your family, and they like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, this is what I do for a living. But then I had to understand that I'm a social worker, so I see everything from a social work perspective, and that everybody won't see it that way. So, once I was able to accept that and just, keep going and just rolling with it, it made things a lot easier for me, because it didn't change the fact that people still needed things, and that I'm a person out, I'm one of the people out here. My goal and my purpose in life is to get it to them.
Gotcha.
But I definitely I've definitely gone back and forth with my family a lot about being a social worker. Especially working in Detroit because of the safety concerns. I worked a lot in the home, so they begged me not to. As soon as I said social work, it was my major. It was like, oh my goodness, why is she doing this? But yeah,
I understand.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Queen, break down your journey as well.
With a journey with what? I'm sorry, I had to step away.
Trying to start your own business. No, trying to start your own business, trying to do the entrepreneur thing. You know what I mean? How was your journey?
Well, I think my journey has been I laugh. Why am I laughing? I don't know. Anyway, my journey has been it's been too long. Like, I think I'm the type of person, like, I love collaborations. But just because I love them, that doesn't mean the people who act like they like them as much as I love them. They may like them, but they don't love them like me. So I get hyped. Like, if I'm passionate about something, I get hyped real quick, and I'm all in. Like, I jump in the 12-foot, 15-foot water. Like, I'm not stepping on the stairs. I'm just jumping in on the deep end. I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. And that means my grind, my focus, my attention to it. Like, sometimes I was up middle of the night, like, oh yeah, we need to do this. Oh, we can go over here and do this. We can do this. But not everybody has that mindset. So my journey has been a little frustrating because I've partnered with people who, I call it the fluff syndrome, meaning that, when you get when you blow the fluff of something, it's no substance. It's airy, it's unreliable. Can't step on it. It gets flat real quick. So my journey has been a little frustrating. But I feel like I'm in a really good place now. I feel like I'm walking on solid ground. I'm surrounded by people, serious people, who are supporting me in developing a foundation. I'm a part of this. I was asked to participate in this. It's like they call it a sisterhood because it's all Black women. And it's a program, and they're helping you develop a business plan. They provide you with a mentor, but they're treating the whole person, not just dealing with the business. So I feel like I'm really getting some good direction, some solid foundation. And I actually started something on the side with my sister. I have a nonprofit. So that's been going good, and we finally are solidified with the IRS. We got our paperwork, and so I've been collaborating and working behind the scenes, with people, and so I'm really excited. So it's been a long journey, but I feel like I'm finally, like, I got my foundation down to my house. And now it's just time to build the rest and design it the way I want it to be. So yeah.
Got you.
All right.
Okay. Let me recognize some of the comments. You know what I'm saying? Brother True, I'm gonna grab one next month. I guess I don't know if you're talking about the business. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm not really sure, bro. Maybe collaborate in the comments. Brother True said, that's what's up. We need to make sure we know the difference between passion and purpose. Your purpose is what you would be doing, even if you didn't get paid for it. It is who you are. And he says, passion is something like you do that it's something you like to do fulfills an emotional need. You can have multiple passions, but only one purpose. So what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think it's the difference between passion and purpose? What do y'all think about that? Ladies?
I definitely believe there's a difference. I think the passion, you're fueled right in the right way, your passion fuels your purpose. Because if you're not passionate about something, you're not going to do it. So I think it goes hand in hand. I don't think it's separated.
Gotcha. Okay.
In my eyes. Someone else, it might be different.
Okay. I think there could be a difference between passion and purpose. Like, I mean, it definitely both take you having to be sacrificial. Like, both take you having to you know what? Okay, what do I have to do to make sure that this works out, right? And sometimes you got to change different things in your character in order to fulfill your passion, in order to fulfill your purpose. It's not something where you're just gonna just step in and be like, oh, okay, cool. It's just I'm just here and now everything is perfect. Like, no, it's a process, it's a journey. And I think going through the journeys that we have to go through to fulfill both, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some trial and error, right? We're gonna have some good days, we're gonna have some bad days. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some times where everything is going right, like nothing is going wrong. But then there's gonna be times where, you're hitting a bump in the road. Certain things gonna happen. You may have a few setbacks, but eventually, you're gonna get it together. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you keep focused on what you're trying to do, everything else will level out. Let me just read Brother's Truth comments. He says, servitude is taxing on having a civilized lifestyle as far as family. That's why most people in the Bible who were leaders and served the community. Okay. They didn't have families. There are levels. There's certainly levels. Sister, peace of my mind. I know you wanted to build on something. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, I agree with Miss Queen was saying. What you guys said.
Got you. So you know what I mean, the topic that we have at hand, you want to start a business, can you handle one? Right? My question is, what were y'all doing before y'all started your business? Like, what were you doing before that? Like, what career fields were you in? And, was those career fields, fulfilling for you? Or did they kind of light the spark to start a business? Like, what were you doing beforehand before you started your business?
So I was still a social worker, but I'm also a mother. So some of the I guess what I learned in social work, once I got the experience, I saw a way for me to be able to I guess balance out being a mom and earn my income. So like with the like right now, I'm a therapist, so I primarily I work from home and I do telehealth sessions, so I don't have to leave home. I can see people telephonically. But it took time for me to be able to get there. When I tell you it was a lot. So first of all, there was a clinical exam involved. It took me, I failed that exam probably 3 times. So for me, I really just wanted to set my life up where I could, be a mom and still, be a social worker. And so I was able to do that, but it took a really, really long time for me to, transition being a social worker into an entrepreneur, because not every social worker is an entrepreneur. We do a lot of, like, we do different things. We do different things in the community.
Quick question, family.
Mhm.
So this exam, did you have to pay for it?
Yes, it was. I think $260 every time. And not only that, I had to pay. So I paid for a tutor, and I also paid for I can't remember the name of it. Actually, I think it's called Therapist Development Center. So there was a class that I took that actually taught me how to take the exam, because with the exam, there's no right or wrong answer. You have to choose the best answer. So if it asks you, what will you do first, middle, or last, then you have to pay attention to the key word is first. Not that any of the other answers are wrong, but if it says first, that's what they want to see. So yeah, and that was personal for me. That time it was personal because I put everything into it.
That's that trickery. That's that trickery, man.
The trick, yes.
That trickery, because it's like, well, this is what I would do, but what would you do? Because it ain't about me. It's about whoever wrote it.
Yeah, and in the real world, it doesn't work that way. Like, we have to do what we have to do right away and
in the moment.
Yep.
Got you. Let me also give a shout out to Lady Sophia, aka Just a Splash.
Hi, Miss Sophia.
Hey, she said the intellectual soapbox, Queen Forever 2K, peace of my mind, truth and purpose, Nexus. Salute to everyone. Salute to you, sister. Good to see you. Glad you're here. You know what I mean? So, Queen, what about you? What were you doing? Oh, go ahead, peace of my mind. I'm sorry.
No, that was all. Go ahead.
Oh, so Queen, what were you doing? Before you were doing your business, like what career path was you in? What were you doing, and how was you handling it?
A social work. That's what I went to school for, and I don't like school, so I said whatever I'm going to school for, that's what I'm gonna do. So I better love it. So I took my time in deciding what I wanted to do. So, yeah, I mean, I do what I have a business doing. The other one is just it's like a fun, creative way to express myself, but it's mainly what I do on a daily basis. So I do the same thing.
Okay.
Why are you saying Why are you all, is that right?
Social work is a lifestyle.
It pretty much is.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just go, I want to, I remember a few times I saw some people, like some young kids doing something. I was like, do you guys like computers and blah, blah, blah? And they were like, okay, yeah. And I was like, you should check out this program. They was like random chick walking up to us, like, but I'm like, hey, I wish I would have known these things. Like, I call myself the resource queen. Like, I pride myself in that. Like, if I don't know, I know somebody who know, and I'm gonna find out. So, because I wish I would have had a lot of these resources at my fingertips when I was younger, or people I'm around was younger, and they could have used this kind of support, or it's a lot of programs where I'm at right now. It's so much. I'm like, whatever you want to do, I can find you a program to do it, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be free.
So my question is this, right? When do y'all know when to detach, right? Like, when do y'all know when to, like, say, all right, I got to take time out for me. I got to take time for myself. Do y'all know when to do that, or does the work always follow you home as well? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a moment where you say, all right, cool, I can kind of step back from this, right? I kind of take a break. I can kind of, make sure that, I'm at my best. But are there times where you can't do that? Is there times where you cannot, take a step back and you just have to go all out. But before y'all answer that question, let me bring in our brother, Truth. What's going on, brother Truth? What's good, baby?
What up? What up? What
What's
up,
going on?
Queen?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Peace
going
of
on?
my mind.
What's
But
going on, Truth? What's going on?
yeah, I had one question for Queen real quick. She
Go
said she
for it.
is
Go for it.
too.
Say that
Yes,
again.
she's a social worker.
You're a
Yes.
social worker?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I got my coffee filters.
Yo, I'm ready to disturb the peace. What's up, Queen? What's going on, everybody?
Not much. What's your question, True?
Yeah. So you said you're a social worker too, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how long you been doing it?
I've been a social worker for over 10 years. And I call my experience, everyone laughs, I call it the Lion King experience. Because I have literally the circle of life experience. I worked with drug addicted adults, drug addicted kids. I worked with foster care youth. I've worked with in-home support, meaning disabled adults, supporting them at home. I've worked with autistic kids. I've worked with people trying to navigate the court system to get legal guardianship. I've worked with pregnant moms. I've worked with trafficked teens. I've worked with homeless, and I work with mental health.
Okay, so basically it ain't no avenue that you haven't seen. So
No,
when you involving yourself with these people, are you like has it ever been a time that it's been a lot on you?
Oh yeah. I want to
Okay.
say when I first started, I got a job and I was working with like foster care. And there was a young lady a little girl who was removed from home. I don't know why. I can't really remember why. And so, she was having a hard time, and, she saw me, and I think I was Black and she was Black. So I think I represented safety for her because everyone else was non-Black that were around her. A social worker wasn't Black. And so, throughout the day I was with her, we built a rapport. They kind of was like, hey, Queen, can you just, I said, I got her, because she's not talking to nobody else. And she's like, having a hard time. So when it got time to her, we got her a foster home for, to come get her. The foster mom came and so I was like, okay, let's go. We're going to go. And she started screeching and grabbed my leg and wouldn't let go. And I was like, no, I can't. She was like, you're not coming with me, Queen. I want to go home with you. Why can't I go home with you? And I was like, oh, this is hard. So my boss was like, hey, just get in the car and in the back seat and act like you're going with her, because we got to get her in the car. And so, I did that and, strapped her in and she was like, she was so happy. And she was holding on to my jacket. And I was like, okay, let me strap myself in. And then the foster parent, foster mom got in the car and, she started the car up and, I just hopped out. And I felt horrible. I felt like my heart ripped outside of my chest. I felt like I betrayed her, but she couldn't come home with me, so, and that's what made me honestly want to become a foster parent too. And I'm a foster parent. I've had a foster care kid before. So, yeah.
So let me ask
hard.
you this. Yeah, my love for children is huge. So I probably would be crying for a couple of days, man, if something like that would happen. So, but yeah, at this time, were you married?
No. When I first started, no.
Okay. So, what I was about to say, how long were you married and doing this type of work? Like, what's
The whole
the
time. Oh, you mean before I got married?
no? How long you been married so far?
11 years.
Okay, and
I've
you've
been
been
married. I've been married. I've been married the whole time. And
yeah, okay,
actually, my husband actually talked, because I've been asked to be a foster parent since I graduated college.
mhm,
And so I talked to my husband about it at one point. And he was like, well, I don't know if I could do it. And then one day he was like, hey, let's do it. And we had a little boy for a few days before he went with grandma. But yeah, he was down for it.
yeah. So, has there ever been a time that the work has been so much on you with dealing with people you saying the stuff they going through, the problems that they it can be a lot for somebody to see people going through pain and going through situations where you only can do so much. Has it ever been to a point where that became so overwhelming that it spilled over into your relationship?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I have I still, I don't think no one has a perfect homework balance, especially when it comes to being a social worker,
mhm,
because it's emotions. So I think I'm constantly reinventing and reevaluating how I have to practice self-care.
right.
Sometimes I've
Mm.
woke up with nightmares about different families, and I want to call them at 3 o'clock in the morning because of the situation that they're in, and I'm like, I can't
Same.
call them. Like it's rough. Like I
Mm.
remember
So
some of the
so let me
teens
ask
and
you.
stuff I've
So
seen.
let, so let me
I
ask you a
had
question.
Oh, sorry,
So
go ahead.
when these type of situations became overwhelming, and has it caused you, like I said, have it caused you and your husband actually to like get into it, like very, like to the point where you needed space from him?
No, I don't think so. I don't
Mm.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
I needed to um not space from him, but maybe checking out and actually getting in the space with him, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Oh no, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's all I had
Like
to ask.
putting my phone down, or not checking the email, or not checking the text message,
Hmm.
and just sitting and saying, hey, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? Like, and not always dumping
Mhm.
dumping what I'm feeling onto him. So I had to
Hmm.
become creative and find other outlets to dump my emotions on. Because I think even if I felt like I was trying to not do that, if I didn't talk about it and get it out, I'm going to
Hmm.
project it onto him.
Mm. So,
So I had, but
oh, good. No, good, Queen. Finish your statement. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, I was just saying, like I had to become, like for instance, if I had a bunch of teen girls, I had a bunch of teen girls, and it was one situation after another. And I used to literally call my niece that's like 3,000 miles away at like, I don't know, God forbidden hours, and go, are you okay? Are you talking to your mother? You can talk to me about it. She was like, what happened at work? She was like, I'm okay. I'm good. I just want you to know I'm here if you need anything. you can come live with me. You don't have to, And she was like, I'm fine, queen. I'm good. I'm all right. Are you okay?
Right.
So I got a question for Razik. You know what I mean? Welcome to the panel,
All right,
bro.
that's all I wanted to ask. About to drop down.
Definitely.
Why you dropping down?
Huh?
So
Nothing.
he ain't dropping down. He right here.
Oh, what you want to get on my nerves?
So, brother Razik, I know that you start your own business as well, bro. You know, what has been your path and your journey to doing that? Like, how does that work out for you, and how is that working out for you?
Well, just to give a little background, I drive trucks, of course, as everybody should know. I had my own truck, probably within like maybe like my first 3 years of driving. So I ended up, buying a truck. I'm gonna just make a long story short, but I ended up buying a truck. The truck cost about, I think it was like 12.5, old school jank. So it was a 2002 Freightliner Classic XL. And I linked up with another dude who was a mutual friend of somebody else that I knew in Atlanta. And he also drove trucks, and me and him, we used to do long hauls, east to west coast, Cali to Louisiana, Cali to, Georgia, Cali to Florida, back and forth, solo. So he used to tell me or tell me like, yo, bro, like you need to learn the loading board. So at the time, I didn't know what the loading board was with like logistics, transportation. And so I just started to, like YouTube and just learn things, on my own, besides just, grabbing the wheel and just, picking up a load, et cetera, et cetera. So around this time, before COVID had happened, what happened was I had a contract with a business that was in Nashville, and they wanted me to pick up a load. I think it was like 3 times a week. They wanted me to pick up a load and head to Ocala, Florida, or like Lee, Florida, like Clearwater. So if you don't know, that's like anywhere near Orlando. Disney World. So that load was paying between like $2,200 a load to $2,500. When COVID had hit, that same load had dropped down to less than $500. So on top of that, I was losing money because I couldn't, sustain having to pay $1,800 a week in fuel, or possibly like $2,200. So it was between like on the low end, like maybe like $1,600, high end, it was like $2,000 to like $2,200 in fuel. So I couldn't, hold up the payments. I didn't have enough overhead and capital, thinking that everything was just going to work out. So, at the end of the day, I lost over 30K. So even when I sold the truck, I just pretty much used that to, help out my brother with his house, and then we came up with the idea, and I was just telling him about like the trucking business, which ultimately led us to form our own LLC, and we did everything our own, paperwork, SEC, .gov, looking up information on our own, going to bookstores, buying books, putting in time and the effort to reading, having, hour-long conversations about what is a sole proprietorship, how does partnerships work, corporations, taxes, filing. And, a lot of this I'm still learning. But, it was a great experience. So I don't, regret that, but it was a hardship that I had to endure, I guess you could say, because nobody, took me under their wing to kind of like show me the ropes. So, but that's my story.
Man, thank you for sharing it. Thank you for sharing that, brother. Okay, so I got a question for y'all, because a lot of y'all said that y'all was rolling with your family, and your family was helping you with the business and all that. You know what I mean? But I also hear like you want to keep like your friends and family completely separated. I ain't trying to throw no biggie lines out there. It just came out. My bad. That's the Brooklyn in me. Now listen, is that true, Or do I got it twisted? Did Biggie have it twisted? Should you not keep your family, the business completely separated? Should it be a family business? Is that actually ideal? And that's kind of what we want to strive for, right? You know what I mean? I think in some retrospect, we do kind of want to build that family business and build that, generational wealth, correct?
Correct. Yeah, so I guess with that, it's a part of us really knowing how to operate a business, because it doesn't matter if you're a family member, you're still an employee if you are a part of this business. So, we have to really learn those business management skills, because that is how businesses become successful. And that's a part of that saying no. You want to make sure that even though it's your family working for you, that you still have a quality business or program.
I have a lot of jewels to drop on this, but I'll go last.
Okay.
Okay, brother.
I wanted to say that I think the number one thing that I've learned with doing stuff with people who I had a very, 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 very deep and long relationship with, and it turned out crazy. So
I remember that one.
I moved differently. And I think, stop it. I think right now, my vision for what I'm doing with one of my sisters is to incorporate my other sisters and some friends, and to put them in places or roles in which that's their strength. And bringing out that strength in them versus just putting them in a role that I just think they need to fill. It's a strength that they have that I don't have. So that's the way I'm building this situation right now. And I think it's going to be amazing because of the strengths that they do have. And I'm so excited. But anyway, yeah. So I think just knowing the roles and knowing, and I'm over everything. So ain't nothing they can do without my consent. You can't dot an I, you can't cross a T, you can't blink left and turn right. It's mine. And after that, it's ours. So yeah, that's what I learned in that situation. So. Anyway,
Brother Razik, go ahead and build, brother.
Yeah, this is what I've learned. So, I'm well acquainted with, hustling drugs. I'm saying in my earlier youth, right? So I have a few, partners that actually went and legit and still are. And I have a few that are still kind of dabbling in and out of the street. But I've learned that by reading, certain books and studying from multi-billion-dollar, business owners, that the same way that you do one thing is the same way that you do everything. So, business is not hard. And I remember, going, to, in school where business management and, was like a major course that everybody tried to take, thinking that it was just going to lead them to the, promised land, sort of. But I've learned that, the real education in business is learning where and what to look for specifically as it pertains to the business that you are trying to get into. And pretty much, you look at like commerce is pretty much like coming up with either a product or a service and trying out or trying to find a way, how can you make that product or service serviceable, right? To a market that most people probably think that they don't either need or either want. So that's kind of like the essential element of, of capitalism. in short. So, however, that's what led me to wanting to own my own, trucking business, to get into contracting, which my brother does. So he has his contract C license, and in the near future, I'm pushing him to get his Class A. So and I remember like when me and my brother used to always talk. He used to say, he was like, man, I want to own, you want to own a sports team. And I remember when I was younger, I was like, bro, you crazy? Like, man, that's too way out of reach. And he'd be like, nah, man. He was like, it ain't. He was like, if these guys can do it, why can't we? So, and he had a much larger vision than I did. But in short, my vision ultimately became his, because our visions aligned because of the particular field that we are in. So going back to what, the question was, we were talking about, should you incorporate friends with, business? I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a bad thing. And however, I think that that's a trope that a lot of black people use, and you normally don't see other communities champion that. And when you look at like other communities, not other communities, but other companies, like Toys R Us is a family business, Aston Martin is a family business, Gucci is a family business. They even had a movie about it. The House of Gucci. And if you haven't seen it, it's a very entailing story. So I say all of that to say that when we talk about, or when you hear people talk about generational wealth, what does that actually mean? So it starts with, aligning yourself, particularly, with maybe certain family members or people that are not biologically family that you call family. I often hear, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna bring Anton into this convo.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Salute to
often,
Anton and salute to the Lapeef Network. Salute to
oh
them.
yeah, indeed. By the way, I'm definitely going to his meetup next month. So, but
Hey.
you know what I mean. So, I'm gonna definitely have some stories. You know what I mean? But Anton is a huge champion of this. So he always says that I align myself with people of good, character first. You know what I'm saying? Not just because that they have the money, because when you look at it from the outside in, it's easy to say, man, I wish I had $400,000 to just, to just invest in, or to use as a building point, or if somebody had $1 million, what I would be able to do with that. But people don't, or people tend to not, look deeper and say, okay, well, what comes with this $1 million? What strings are attached? Because they're not associating the money with the character of the person that they choose to do business with. So I use my brother and go back to say, like, I took that same principle that Anton, taught, or he always, champions. And I use that with, my brother. So me and my brother got 25 years of, friendship. And I know everything about him. He knows everything about me. I have his mom's cell phone number. I have his aunt's cell phone number. I can go over his mom's house without even telling him, and I can literally sit down and talk with her. Even crash on the couch. If I need a place to stay for the night because I'm in town. I have that type of relationship, with pretty much all of his family members, and I'm not even related, but I call him my brother, and we used to start out, rapping. Like we went to the same school, we didn't fought, people, we didn't got jumped together, we almost got locked up together at the same time, so we didn't been through a lot, and we have seen a lot of each other's, most vulnerable, circumstances, which I think in turn built up our bond between me and him a lot stronger, because, he has other friends and other associates that he doesn't choose to do business with. But he always talks to me and refers to me like, bro, like there's nobody else that I can trust besides you. And I tell him, you know, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I have a lot of access to him, you know, a lot of his resources, you know what I'm saying, that I use. So, you know, and we don't have ego involved. Yeah, we do clash at times, and we have, you know what I'm saying, you know, disagreements, you know what I'm saying, just like anyone else. But the disagreements never get to a point to where either me and him want to fight each other, or we're being, you know, derogatory in, you know, in any manner toward each other. Like, yo, man, you stupid, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, me and him have never fought ever. We have never, you know what I'm saying, fist fought. We ain't never beefed over females. We ain't never beefed over money. We ain't never beefed over, you know, clout, because he has a lot more clout than I do. You know what I'm saying? You know, like if you you know, if you were to ask him, he would tell you that I would say that, you know, he was always like the popular one. Like all the girls loved him. He had, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, like no issue. So I learned a lot off of him, and he's a year younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and his son is my godson. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah, you know, just on a balance of probabilities, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, go around saying, well, never mix, you know what I'm saying, friends with business. But I think that the vetting process of who you go into business with is more important. You know what I'm saying? So just because you are friends with somebody, that is not a illustrated, you know what I'm saying, way of just saying, hey, look, we need to build a corporation, or you know what I'm saying, or start an LLC with our names on it. Nah. But, you know, through character and morals and certain principles that are aligned, you know what I'm saying, you know, that people that you know that people will not break for no amount of money, for no woman, you know what I'm saying, for no type of, you know, gain in order to shit on, you know what I'm saying, somebody else. You know, prime example, when you look at Jay-Z and Dame Dash, you know what I'm saying, you know, a lot of people would say that Jay-Z is grimy because he shitting on Dame. But on the contrary, they didn't have the same vision, which is why Jay-Z is in the spotlight of where he's at, and why Dame is suffering at where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Because the egos of Dame didn't allow himself to see the vision that Jay-Z had, even though, you know, he was the rapper of, you know what I'm saying, of that group, or, you know what I'm saying, you know, of the rock. But, you know, Dame wanted a little bit of that limelight. You know what I'm saying? And his ego had got the best of him, and honestly, it's what destroyed their friendship. And as you can see, you know, Dame is always in interviews talking bad about Jay, but you never hear Jay talking bad about Dame. You know what I'm saying? And look at where Jay-Z is at, and look at where Dame is at. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that's a you know, a great illustration, you know what I'm saying, of how, you know, people that are not aligned and don't have the same vision can ultimately fall apart. So I know I was long with that, but you know.
Yeah. Thank you for that, brother.
That was also something I learned.
Hold on, Queen. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. Go ahead, piece of my mind. Go ahead, sister.
And I was saying, yeah, that was good. Thank you for that.
So Queen, what are you gonna say? Because I do have a question. I was
going to say that's why it's like, if you was to have like a nonprofit, I went to one seminar about that. A lawyer put on this seminar, and we learned about how to pick the right board members, because most nonprofits, if your board members, when they have voting rights, they can literally vote you out as the founder. So you also have to pick people who have the voting rights too, that are aligned with your vision as to what you want to do. And she was saying she finds that a lot in the churches, because they have board members, and a lot of times the board members go, even if it's the pastor's church, they can go, we don't want you as pastor no more, and we vote you out. So, you know, It's like what you were saying, the vetting process is very important in all aspects. That's all.
Let me ask this question, right, to everybody on here. Let me ask this question. Now, with like with the whole, not, because Razik, you brought up a big point, right? You were saying that, like, other cultures, right? They basically support each other as far as business, right? So why don't y'all think, that's happening? You know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all think that we as a people are supporting each other when it comes to business?
We don't trust each other. We don't respect.
So
each other.
Where does that come from, though? Where does that come from, sister?
That I would have to think on.
I have an answer.
Oh, go ahead.
The answer is that we've been trusting the wrong people. We've been trusting the wrong people.
I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
Oh, no, I said, I'm sorry. I was saying we trust the wrong folks. We put our trust in the people who constantly show us that they're not deserving of our trust. So therefore, when you keep doing that, you know what I'm saying? So as you get older, then you kind of develop a subconscious, level of thinking that I can't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because you think because of your past experiences. So people don't really understand that your past experiences, weigh on you heavily. You know what I'm saying? And how it reshapes your thinking, even to the people who you're willing to deal with versus the people who you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a very trusting individual, but however, I don't lend my trust out to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think that needs to be said as well. And like I said in the back chat, Tony Robbins said, money doesn't change the character of who you are. It just reveals who you are. You know what I'm saying? So when you align yourself based upon people with good character and moral principles standing, it doesn't matter, the amount of money that they may obtain, because the character of that person will ultimately always stay the same. So that's my whole point.
I think that I think it's unfortunate, but I think when I think of different Black businesses in growing up in the neighborhood, we rather give our dollar to someone else. And we always look for discounts, like, because you look like me. You don't go to the Louis Vuitton store and ask them for a brother discount. You pay the money. You pay what that costs. That's why I'm all about supporting Black designers. And yeah, their stuff may be more expensive, but guess what? I'd rather spend my money with them versus someone else. And I think a lot of times we don't want to support each other. We don't want to spend our money with each other.
Do y'all think that this has something to do with kind of like, like Willie Lynch letter philosophy type things that was indoctrinated into our culture, by the oppressor and colonizer? Could that be a factor as well?
I think hey Queen, hey, I hope you have your coffee, aside. But I think it's too much of trying to want to align with just Black businesses. I don't subscribe to any of that. I'll do business. I'll do business with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, a lot of Black folks, choose to stay disenfranchised on their own because they don't want to read. You know, even Malcolm X said, you know what I'm saying, if you want to hide something from, you know what I'm saying, a black man, you put it in a book. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day in 2022, you know, I'm a huge advocate of reading. I love reading. And I get tons of pushback from even other black folk, you know what I'm saying, particularly, you know, some ones that I know personally or I've known for a long time. And they be like, man, I don't want to read that shit, man. Man, that's the white man's book and all of that. But these white people have succeeded, and they're still succeeding. When you look at guys like, you know, Mark Douglas, Guy Spear, Peter Lynch, Tony Robbins, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Carl Icahn, like these dudes have like, you know, have came from poor, you know what I'm saying, income type housing, and they're now multi-billionaires. Even Ray Dalio, and you look him up, you know what I'm saying, he was a immigrant, you know what I'm saying, who came over here, and his father was a factory worker, and now his company Bridgewater Associates owns over 10% of the entire SP 500 fund. You know what I'm saying? And that fund has returned a total of $50 billion in you know, profits alone. You know what I'm saying? And when you listen to him speak, he never says something about, well, I only want to support businesses that are white, or I only want to support businesses that are Jewish. You never hear these people say any of this, which is why, you know what I'm saying, I'm a huge advocate, and again, I'm a champion what Anton says. Align yourself with people of good character. You know what I'm saying? Align yourself with people of good character. If you move on that premise first, everything else will fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to do business with people that are liars, that are deceivers, connivers, you know, that's going to backstab you in the back, that are clout, you know what I'm saying, chasers of any kind. Why would you do business with them? Why would you support them? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to support them. You know, and now if majority of them happen to be black, oh well. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, for those that are all white or Jewish or Mexican or Latino or Asian or whatever, if they show themselves to have the same character that I do not agree with, I'm not spending my money with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not spending my money with them. Like, you know, I remember Queen, like what you was talking about, you know, Gucci and Louis Vuitton store, right? You know, I've been to, you know, Hollywood and rode through Bel Air. It is very extremely, you know, prejudiced. I wouldn't say racist, but I'm gonna just say prejudiced, because, you know, you'll even be pulled over for not driving a certain type of car, and if you're in a certain area in Melrose, Park Place, Bel Air, you know what I'm saying, Sunset. Because all you see down there is Benzes, Mercedes, G-Wagon trucks, Ferraris, Lambos, Rolls Royces. That's all you see. So even if you have a nice Toyota Camry, you're going to get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get pulled over. And I've actually experienced this. You know what I'm saying? So even when you go to like Louis Vuitton, you know what I'm saying, they even will deny you if you look like you don't have money. You may have 50 bands in your pocket or in your purse, and they will still deny you if you look like you don't have money. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, and again, even by me knowing that, if I was a millionaire, why would I ever spend my money there?
You
know what I'm saying? You know, so I mean, like I'm not intrigued by, you know, Louis Vuitton and, you know, and all these high end, you know what I'm saying, fashion brands. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with Levi jeans and a white t-shirt and some Timbs or a Nike Air Max. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I could be a millionaire looking like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's funny too, like when you look at like I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
I just want to give a quick shout out to M3. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of good wisdom being shared, folks. Take advantage of this and get the likes up. Yes, definitely get the likes up. Yeah, get the likes up. Brother Razi, continue to build, brother. Continue to build.
Yeah, you know, I'm done for real. But I just wanted to say, like, you know, why would I you know, spend my money there? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not moved by, you know, that high dollar fashion shit. I'm not. So
I wasn't talking on the lines of not aligning yourself with them. I was saying a lot of times we don't support each other, but I think the problem with when you look at the other cultures and you look at aligning, they align themselves. A lot of them align themselves with each other. Like if you look at Chinatown or something like that, they do have things called, I don't know if it's called a susu, but it's
Okay.
a pool of money that if the Chinese restaurant or the Chinese business down the street is having a hard time, here's your money to make you stay. Why aren't your businesses closing? Why aren't your restaurants closing? Because they have a pool of money and they go around. It's very hard for us to, like Peace of Mind said, to trust each other to do that. So it's not about aligning yourselves. The other cultures align themselves very well with each other. Best believe it. I think Mr. 84 had told a story about a network and how this one guy was like Caucasian and he was like, hey, we own this network. Hey, well, I don't have no education, whatever. Here, you can be on my network. No questions asked. And we don't do that to each other. And that's the problem I have. And I think, also a lot of it is that we don't own anything in our community. So if we don't own the banks, we don't own the grocery store, our money is nothing because it's never in our communities. We spend the money, but the money is quickly taken out of our communities. What is it? What the dollar spends maybe 45 minutes in a Black community, I think it was at one point, and it spends about 7 to 10 days in other communities because they own the bank. They own a restaurant. They own the grocery store. We don't own those things. So our money is very powerful, but we're throwing it away to people who don't care about us. I've aligned myself with all races, but I will always have a soft spot for my core. And I'm around some very powerful, wealthy Black people. And I've aligned myself with them because of our core value. Even with that group I'm in, they call it a sisterhood. And it's like, hey, any given moment, there's a text message. Hey, I'm doing this. Does anybody does this? I will hire you. Oh, okay, cool. I do that. I am a photographer. I do this. Oh, do you know anybody who has this? Because it's an empowerment of each other. So, I don't see anything wrong with aligning myself with other cultures. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying that we're so quick to spend our dollar with other people who are not quick to spend their dollar with us.
Let me build on that real quick.
That's something too. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna build on that real quick, Rozzy, and I'm gonna let you rock out. But before I build on anything, let me acknowledge the homie. You know what I'm saying? Not relationship, family owned. Big Rig Slaps. He says, yo, salute to the panel and people in chat. Big Rig Slaps in the building. Salute to you too, brother. You know what I mean? Truth also says, if you are really helping people for the sake of helping and not trying to prove you're a good person, that's the type of people I rock with. Do what's right because it's right. You know what I mean? Give a shout out to Big Rig Slaps. Big Rig said that it's fact truth. You give a salute to truth as well. And also, y'all can definitely join the conversation, man. Definitely come through. I know it is. I'm about to pin the link in the chat. You know what I mean? And then Truth said, thank you, Big Rig. Thank you, bro. Always been away for a while. Got caught slipping up. Now I got to shake off the stench the stench from the devil. Okay. Definitely, bro. You know what I mean? We all gotta sometimes shake off the negativity. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this. I think it's a duality, right? I think that in a duality, like I think yes, we want to support our people, of course. Like who don't want to support their own people? Like that'd be great, right? But I think it's also, I think there's things systematically that's happened to us that we have to recognize, but also there are things that we have chosen to do that stops us from progressing. There's different things that we have bought into, whether it's the way that we eat, whether it's our mindset, whether it's us working out, whether it's just our music, what we glorify, what we put first, like all these things within our culture are things that we have continued to accept. And I think until we get to the point where we're like, you know what, I'm not accepting this, things are never going to change. And yes, we will see other communities align with each other because they have a standard, and they have, rules, policies, moral standards, boundaries, and regulations. And in some cultures, if you break those regulations, you can even lose your life. You can get deleted. You know what I mean? Like, that's how serious it is. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have that within our culture when it comes to morals and standards. Like, you can just basically do whatever you want. You know what I mean? So that's really the problem. So I think once we get a sense of decorum about ourselves, things will change. Also, let me get a shout out to Q Spot Podcast. Hey, QB, good to see you. Good to see you. Brother Razik, build on it real quick, bro. Razik?
I do want to say, yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, bro, I can hear you.
You hear me? You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just I'm down here in Ohio, so the signal may go in and out. It's my fault. But I think and I understand what Queen was saying with the sushi thing. I actually tried it, and I tried it with some people that I knew. They were all black, and I ended up getting fucked out of my money. I actually lost $2,200. So 1 week I was supposed to receive $2,200, and all of a sudden it was like 8 black people that was like, man, this is a scam. And even after it was clearly explained, they all pulled out. So eventually I'm the one who lost out, and then the whole thing just stopped happening. So, and I told my brother about this, and we actually have a susu type thing going on every week. You know what I'm saying? To where even though I actually have 3 brokerage accounts, and he has 2. So what we did was, every week I give him, bread to put into one account. So every week we're actually buying stocks, right? Now, so over like a 6.5 month time span, we gained almost 40K. You know what I'm saying? By us, putting our money, all in one pot, and that money is going toward buying stocks every week, ETF, specifically Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, the ETF, VOO, and VTI. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing already a lot of gains, even in a downturn. So that's just a little word of advice. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have one, I encourage everybody to open one up. It's free. You don't have to, it's not going to charge you anything, and they have free info up there. And even to you, Queen, like when you go on an app called Investopedia, you can actually look up, a wealth of black banks that are actually in the United States. There's I think it's like over 140 of them, I think, like black-owned banks. So we do own banks, but most black people don't, read. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I know we own banks. I've researched quite a few. I'm just saying in all of our communities, and you're right, we don't read, and it's unfortunate. I hate reading, but I will read.
Hey look, and see, look, and not to be funny though, right? But even in the Bible, and I'm gonna just use this, right? So it says, even in the Bible, it says, "My people perish for lack of what? Knowledge."
Hey, look, we don't want to hear all that, okay? We don't want to hear all that from you. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? But
no, hold on, right?
Go ahead.
I got something for you. So when you gonna come on here and do a class about this and share your knowledge, share a few books with us that we can go and read.
Yeah, look, all you have to do is just ask me. All you have to
Okay,
do
I'm
is just ask
asking.
me.
I'm asking.
Yeah. And look,
Okay, cool.
I can tell you right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm ready.
And I'm told 84. Make sure you read Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game. And after you read that, read a book by Benjamin Graham called The Intelligent Investor. Got another book called by Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street. There's one by Joel Greenblatt, The Little Book That Beats the Market. You know, and all those dummies books, you know what I'm saying, like LLCs for Dummies, Property Taxes for Dummies, Real Estate for Dummies. They even have a 2022 taxes book. Like I have over 30 books in the truck. You know what I'm saying now, like as we speak. You know what I'm saying? And I've showcased some of these to Daryl, Be Easy, even Big Rigs. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have a lot more. Like I probably have like a 300 you know, book list, like over 300 books. You know what I'm saying? You know, that I've discovered, and I just, you know, and all of this came from, you know, me listening, because look, I didn't know nothing about investing. I didn't know nothing about stock market. What is the ETF? I didn't know any of this. I thought the stock market, it was a game and a scheme and a, you know, a Ponzi scheme. I thought it was all bullshit, and it's not, yo. It's not. That is like the furthest thing from the truth. If you want to, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got a new nickname from me.
What's that? Yes, ma'am. What is it?
Raw Dog Intellectual.
Nah, don't call me no raw dog intellect. Oh my God, raw dog. Raw dog, though.
That's a man code violation.
You raw. You come. You a specific taste. Like you don't. You know. It ain't no sweet. It's just raw. Like how it come out. You just gotta figure it out. That's why I got my filters for you.
I mean, it's cool.
Raw dog, you raw intellectual. Like you raw, but you are so full of intellect that I think a lot of times people can't get past it to even see what a person has to offer. Because they're unwilling to.
And I'm cool. Look, let me tell you something. I'm cool with that. I understand. You know, I understand that I am a very peculiar product on the show.
I know you are.
I am a very peculiar product. Like I don't talk like most men. I don't think like most men. You know what I'm saying? Like I get down to it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you silly. But look though, like you know, but I mean well. I mean well. You know.
I hear you.
And I really, you know, and my ultimate goal is that I would hope that, you know, that my you know, that my aura and my demeanor, you know what I'm saying, speaks louder than you know some of my actual words. And, you know, like I'm a very humble, like nice dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't just go around cursing folks out. Like, you know what I mean? I open doors. I say yes ma'am, yes sir. How you doing? Like I greet, yeah, you know what I mean. So, you know, but look, I will say this though, right? You know, to the whole like the financial literacy thing, you know, because everything that I'm kind of like talking about, I've learned within the past year. You know what I'm saying? Like I never had a brokerage account. I didn't even know what one was. I didn't know what dollar cost averaging was. I didn't know what cost, you know what I'm saying, analysis was. I didn't know what earnings per share meant. I didn't know any of this. And now, like, I have aspirations of being on the stock market. Like, I want to actually be on the Wall Street trading floor. Like, actually, because I'm learning, like, yo, this shit is not hard. It really isn't hard at all. You know what I'm saying? But it does take a lot of time to read. You know what I'm saying? And you have to constantly read the same thing over, which is why, you know what I'm saying, all of those people that I did name, you know what I'm saying, these guys have been multiple, like, you know, like years, like decades, you know what I'm saying, of making millions. You know what I'm saying? You know, like making millions. You know, when you look at like most of these rappers and they talk about, I have 100 on my wrist, you know what I'm saying, 50 on my neck, 25 in my ear, and I'm sitting back like, damn, you just wasting money. You just wasting money. Now, what if you had $250,000 in share ownership in Apple, or $250,000 in share ownership in Microsoft and Google? You know what I'm saying? In the Vanguard fund. Most people don't even like know any of this. You know what I'm saying? So like you know, Ian Dunlap, you know what I'm saying, always says, I don't know if you know what that is, but he's partnered with EYL, so earn your leisure with Wall Street Trapper, and you know, he always says, you know, the goal is to own 100 shares of any stock that you plan to hold from 5 to 10 years or more, and then after you get to 100 shares, the next is to get to 1,000. After you get to 1,000, the next goal is to get to 10,000. After 10,000 is 100,000. We're talking about shares though. That's ownership. That's real asset. That's asset management. That's asset ownership. That's where the money is at. Which is why, you know, and me and Big Riggs had a dope conversation earlier. And if you're listening, I hope you join up so he can vouch, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But, and I told him, I was like saying, you know, this is one thing that I learned with the stock market, right? Is that when the news comes out and then they say, well, you know, the market is crashing and the housing crash. See, because people don't understand how the market works, they think, oh, well, that's a bad time. No, that means it's on sale. These stocks are on sale. That means to buy now and hold. Because, you know, and you look at like Apple is like, what, 156 now? I think it's like between 154 and like 156. I got in when it was at 128. You know what I mean? So I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, when you look at like the GDP, right? The GDP 50 years ago, you know what I'm saying, was damn near like next to nothing because a lot of economies weren't developed yet. So what do you think is going to happen in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years? The GDP is going to constantly go up. The market never crashes. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever thought that when they talked about like the Great Depression, the market has never crashed, ever. It's only dropped to a level for new investors who didn't have money to get in. And then every year it rises. So even when it falls, it never falls below the previous low. It continuously goes up. The stock market is on the rise. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Apple. What, a year and a half ago, it wasn't even valued at $1 trillion. Now Apple is at $2 trillion at a value market cap. And then when you look at Microsoft, it's at $2 trillion plus market cap. These companies are growing. If you would have got in when Microsoft was at $25, think about how much money you could have put in and the value of what that money, you know what I'm saying, would accumulate now. You would be a millionaire plus in just asset ownership. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we got.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Rusty. I'm sorry, bro.
No. I'm good. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? I got it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And Queen, you saying the Raw Dog thing remind me of when Martin was a boxer. On Martin, he comes to Martin, Raw Dog Pain. That's what it remind me of. Gotta welcome in our sister, Damo, Queen Dom. You know what I mean? Hi.
Hey, Dom.
Oh, what's going on? Beyonce, good to see you, girl. I think I'm joking. Let me not say that. She's gonna start losing her mind.
No, it was the Beyonce kind of day today. Like, I'm like super excited, and like I got to change my schedule, so I don't gotta drive in traffic. And if I want to go out, I don't have to like worry about coming home.
Are you snapping your fingers?
Yeah, like I'm that
Oh,
excited.
Lord have mercy.
Today, okay? And my friend, like, oh my god. So, anyways, go ahead. Enough about me. Hi guys. Hey, Julie.
Let me stop. What's going on, Don? So, Don, what do you think about? The topic of discussion is you want to start a business, but can you handle it? Can you handle one? What do you think about that? What do you think about starting your own business? Do you want to start your own business? Are you in the process of starting your own business? And what do you think about business, period?
Okay, so I'm in the process of the third business that has come to my mind, because as you already know, and Queen already knows, like I like started the whole Instagram. I brought like the whole whatever GoDaddy name thing so no one can steal it. I made like 6 different kinds of purses, and then I was like, that's a lot of sewing. So I decided that I want to make candles with like these little hidden surprise, like the JJs and like, for like bachelorette parties. But yeah, so now I wrote up this whole entire plan and I made a vision board about candles and soaps and bath bombs that have like exploding little things inside of it. And it's going really well.
Ooh,
like I'm going to do 4 candles. And the first one that I'm going to do, because I was going to do it like a naughty kind of thing. And then I was like, I could do a bachelorette thing and I could do just regular so that more people would buy it like Queen, because I feel like Queen's not going to buy the other ones. So I have 4 different candles, one for self-care time, one for like bedtime and bath, one for it's called like wine and books, like when you're drinking your wine, watching your little like girl time shows, and then one for men. So I already have the first scent in mind, and I'm going to learn how to make candles. But anyways, who knows, 3 weeks from now I'll be talking about something else, so that's how that goes. Can I do it? That's the answer. Who knows? We'll see. It hasn't happened. I can do everything. I can do so much. Like I'm like,
yeah, you can.
Can I pick one thing? It's hard. It's hard. So yes, it's hard. I can't do it. I can't pick one thing. Can't stick to it. Someone help me.
Yeah, I think you can pick one thing. You know what I'm saying? We definitely are always here to help you. You know what I'm saying? We, we're a family here. We always here to help you. You know what I mean? No matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. We can definitely chop it up, behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And definitely, throw some ideas around and all that.
Okay, I got a bunch of little note papers that I wrote at work. Like I'm gonna type it up so that'll look.
And I think you learned how to do the YouTube. Hold on one second, sister, piece of my mind. You learned how to do the YouTube short thing, right?
Yeah, I've done like the Instagram Reels. That's the only thing I really learned how to do. But the YouTube Shorts, I haven't learned, but I can learn.
Okay. I got a piece of my mind. You know how to do the YouTube short thing?
Yes, I know how to do those.
Okay. We gonna talk about some stuff after the show. Okay. I gotta give a shout out real quick to our sister Sherelle. Hey Sherelle, say hey y'all. Hey Sherelle.
Hey.
Good to see you. What's going on? So piece of my mind. You were saying something, sister. I'm sorry, I cut you off. My bad.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna recommend Saddam with the candles. Breast cancer awareness is coming up in October, so I don't know how soon you plan on having those done, but you could probably have some prepared for that month, and even sell some sell some candles specifically for breast cancer awareness, and it maybe even if you want to donate some of the proceeds from those specific candles.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Both of my grandmothers on my mom's side and my father's side had breast cancer, and my mom right now just got diagnosed with MS. So I definitely was planning to do that too. But yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know. Soon, let me tell you, peace of mind. Soon is like I'm hoping to do it by my birthday so I can quit my job. But yeah, that's the goal, which is January. But that's a good idea. I like breast cancer. I used to do the walks back in high school as part of volunteer work.
Okay. All right.
Yo, that's a bomb idea. I can't even lie. You know what I'm saying? So
now I got some great ideas for you. I'm already on it. I need to do the back chat.
Before we close out, family, everybody stick around too. You know what I mean? We're gonna have some conversations after this. You know what I mean? Once we close out. Does anybody have any closing statements before we close out?
I have one.
Yes,
I have one real quick. But not like really a closing statement, but more like a question. Does anybody on the panel know anything about trading options?
No.
My brother's into all that.
I was gonna say my brother's in his room.
I'm trying to get to
trading
that.
right now.
Oh, your brother
Is
too?
he-
Okay, cool.
That's what he
Is
does
he
all
for real?
day.
Hey,
Yeah,
look, well,
Yeah, my
I would,
brother's for real
I
too.
would
Yeah,
definitely, I would definitely love to, you know what I'm saying, the conversation with him if I had, you know what I'm saying, a chance, bro.
yeah, that's fine with me. He's
Definitely.
He's
'cause it's a lot of y'all that's doing the trading. Like my brother's doing it, her brother's doing it. I know, salute to Mr. Long, the Long family, Daryl Long, and his brother as well, truck and trading. They do the trading. A lot of y'all doing the trading, so I we could try to get everybody on the phone or whatever and get everybody talking, and y'all can all politic with each other. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Go ahead, Dom. I'm sorry, you saying something.
Oh no! I was good. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Does anybody else have anything to say before I close out?
No, I enjoyed this conversation and I enjoyed you guys tonight.
Definitely. And salute to you, Sister Peace of My Mind, for bringing this topic. Like definitely. You know what I'm saying? And we got more stuff coming up. You know what I mean? On a Wednesday, the Health and Wellness Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? We got more stuff coming up. Please tune in, y'all. All right. You know
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead, Queen.
I just want to say, this was a very, very cool topic, very cool discussion flow. And I want to say, Razik, I just want to say I didn't have to use any filters today. I'm so amazed. Like, it's just amazing.
That is awesome to hear. Holy shit, that is
I
awesome.
still got the whole box sealed on the corner on the shelf.
Damn, you ain't even open it up yet?
I ain't even go pick it up. It's on the shelf.
Dang.
Hey, well, look, this is a rare occasion because I'm gonna talk my shit.
I know it's coming. I'm ready.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. Look, if y'all don't have IG, get yourself an IG because man, Razik and JP, woo, them Instagram lives in the morning, man, I'll be losing sleep over them Instagram lives in the morning.
Fire. Fire, right?
Yeah. I'll be losing sleep over them joints, man. It's definitely like a yin and yang type of thing, but it flows so perfectly. Y'all gotta do something on YouTube, man. Like y'all both gotta do something on YouTube together because y'all flow is just crazy, man.
Yo, JP, let me tell you something, man. JP be bringing the worst out of me. I'm playing for real, man. But like she's actually dope, man. But because she has a listening ear, you know what I'm saying. So even though when we do, get heated, it's never to the point to where I'm never going to talk to her again or nah, like I specifically get up there to to pick her brain, and I try to give her like some real insight because I know she's one of many, but I know that the way I talk, it's not the politically correct way, but I think that it's very necessary and needed, for me to talk the way I do talk, because this is how I talk, every day, in real life. But I think if more men spoke out the way I did, it would really, give all your women a wake up call. So, but it's all love though. It's all love. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. You know what I mean? I love y'all chemistry, man. I love how y'all put it down, man. Y'all definitely dope. But yeah, y'all listen. Tune in to Wednesdays, Health and Wellness Wednesdays, with me and Peace of My Mind. Okay, we got some fire topics lined up for y'all. Like y'all don't even know, like the stuff that we got in the back storage. You know what I mean? I got so much back storage on like all my shows, man. It's crazy. Us as a family, we got so much back storage. We got so many. I got so many just things just lined up and just kind of just in the back that it's gonna be phenomenal when we bring it to the forefront. You know what I mean? We even got music that we're gonna even share. Hopefully YouTube don't kick me out. I think I can share like 10 seconds of it. But
hey, look, I do want to ask something though to everybody. Is
Yeah.
there a reason why majority of y'all are never on camera? I'm just asking. Yeah, I'm not. I know it's not a requirement, but I am curious why
Well,
none of y'all are never on camera.
I'm a YouTube persona. You know what I'm saying? I'm a YouTube persona. Piece of My Mind sometimes is on camera. Queen is a YouTube persona, and Damo at times she get on camera sometimes.
I'm sitting in my bra, and I've been in my bra since I pulled out of my work parking lot. And
Lord have mercy.
Anything else?
Why,
but
Damo? Why?
so that is why I'm
Right. All right.
He asked a question. I answered it.
My
I mean,
God.
You didn't have. Amen. Piece of My Mind. Were you gonna say something, sister? I'm sorry.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, so like I said, we got some Bomb Health and Wellness Wednesdays coming up. All right. You know what I mean? Definitely check us out. With that, y'all have a good evening. Later, y'all. Oh yeah, also, before we go, remember y'all, like and subscribe, leave something in the chat once we close out. Also, Non-Relationship Family, we got a show tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Dang, we almost streaming for like every day this week, right? Hey, that's what's gonna be happening. You know what I mean? So definitely check out Non-Relationships tomorrow. The flagship Thursday show, okay? You know what I mean? 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, we will be on with a new fire topic for y'all. All right, with that, peace and love, y'all. Later.